Hey, brand builder, Rory Vaden here. Thank you so much for tuning in to listen to this interview. We are so excited to bring you this information and wanted to let you know that, hey, there's no sales pitch coming from anything that we do. This is all our value add to you and the community. However, if you are somebody who is looking for specific strategies on how to build and monetize your personal brand, we would love to talk to you. And we offer a free call to everyone that's interested in getting to know us and is willing to give us a chance to get to know them and share a little bit about what we do. So if you're interested in taking us up on a free strategy call, you can do that at brandbuildersgroup.com/summit call. brandbuildersgroup.com/summit call. Hope to talk to you soon. On with the show.
You know, when I was a kid, I was a huge Chicago Bulls fan, and in the 90s, they just dominated. And it is an honor today to introduce to you someone who is a 5-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA All-Star, led the league in rebounds 4 different times, is a NBA Hall of Famer, and also a New York Times best-selling author, and was just honored to get a chance to be talking here today with none other than the one and only Mr. Dennis Rodman. Dennis, thanks for welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So, Dennis, we are interviewing people and talking about building their personal brands and what does it take to build a reputation and become a person that is sort of notoriety and, someone that garners a lot of attention. And my first question is, definition of reputation is, and what kind of philosophies do you have or have you had about creating a reputation?
Honestly, I never really thought about that. When I was doing my thing and in the mid '90s, I really wasn't thinking about any type of reputation or creativity and nothing like that. I was just going with the flow. It was more for me to get out of being always caught up in the I wasn't a human being at the time. I was more as a follower. And once the Detroit started to have this somewhat indifference with the team, we started to break up. All of a sudden now I start to rebel and start to relish my own self as far as I thought it was a family oriented team. I thought it was a family environment. And all of a sudden I started to rebel and I started to lash out at a lot of things. And I've never done that before because I'm always one of the guys who just go with the flow, have a good time, and here it is. Whatever you guys want to do now, I'm with it. But then once I went to San Antonio, things just changed completely. I don't know what it was. It's just the fact that I just went to San Antonio, and for some other reason, somebody just told me to go to a mall and dye my hair and change my whole appearance and my whole attitude. And I think from that point on, as far as reputation, I didn't really care at the time. I was just pretty much just doing Dennis now because I was so used to following people and their leads instead of trying to be an individual myself. Then once I got to San Antonio, I said, okay, I'm by myself now. Okay, great. Let's start doing something for Dennis and try to make him happy for once. Then all of a sudden, I got my hair dyed. I went to go see a movie called Demolition Man, which I didn't know that movie was all about.
Yeah.
Down his hair. I didn't even know anything about that until I saw the movie. I said, oh, my God, my hair is just like that. So I was like, wow, okay, great. Then after that, it seemed like when I went to San Antonio to the first Appreciation Day, and it was like 25,000, 30,000 people at the Alamo Dome. And I think I said something like this. He said, Dennis, you want to say something to the people of San Antonio? I said, yeah, let me say something. And I said, I don't care if you guys like me or hate me. As long as I'm here to win. So take this and, what, da-da-da-da. Then all of a sudden I took my hat off and everything started to explode from that point on. That's when things started to happen for me. And then all of a sudden, creatively, things started to happen for me all at once. Just boom.
So did you like, in terms of like dyeing your hair and the piercings and, sort of like, because on the court, you just always dominated your entire career. you were shorter than most of the guys, but you consistently just outworked, out-hustled. Clearly, you had a knack for being able to determine where the ball was going to bounce before it got there. But off the court, kind of the things that make Dennis Rodman, did you do those intentionally? Like, was that a specific motive to sort of attract attention and build a brand, or did that just kind of happen organically because you got upset that there wasn't such a family culture, and so you just started doing whatever you felt like doing?
Yeah, it was just funny though. People are asking that question all the time. So did you just come up with this? Do you plan this every time you go out to a restaurant, to a club, to a bar, anywhere in the world? Do you plan this? I said, no. I said, all of a sudden now, things start to come in my head. I said, wait a minute, what am I doing that's making people so attractive to me? And I didn't really know what I was really doing to people start to so I went to Chicago, and all of a sudden it started to hit me. I said, wait a minute, what's going on? All of a sudden now, I'm not Michael Jordan. I'm not Magic Johnson. I'm not Larry Bird. I'm not all of the stars in the NBA. I'm a defensive player, a rebounder, but I'm getting more attention than anybody in the NBA. I'm saying, okay, great. All of a sudden, I started to realize, wait a minute. I guess it's just because I'm different than all the other players. I got tattoos. I got different colored hair. I got piercings. I just do what the hell I want to do. And I just create like that, and people just attract to me. And plus, I ass off on the court, and they love that, to do what you want to do on the court and then do what you have to do off the court. And people I think the people in the NBA never knew how to handle a guy like me, because when I did my work on the court, it was the off the court things that they couldn't understand. How am I doing this and creating this own brand about Dennis Rodman? I didn't need Nike. I didn't need Adidas. I didn't need Puma. I didn't need Converse. I didn't need anybody. I was just doing this by myself. And people said, how did you create this? I said, I'm probably the only athlete probably in the history of sports that never had anyone to help me build a brand. I just did it myself, just out the blue. And it just caught on with around the league. And all of a sudden you start seeing people getting tattoos, piercings, cutting their hair, and trying to be different. And I didn't know that I was a trend to that. Then all of a sudden now you see it today, it's like everyone in the world, even kids at 12, 13 years old, is doing the same thing I was doing 20 years ago. It's like, wow, okay, great. It's not even a phenomenon anymore. It's just like it's like we'll say everyday occurrence now. And then when you go to the hospital, you see doctors got tattoos, sleeves and stuff like that. You go, you see policemen, they got tattoos. You see a judge, they got tattoos. It's like everything's it's acceptable now. Everything is just so acceptable now as far as this culture, today's world, because it's such a G world now. Now all the young kids now are really taking over as far as the social media, the Instagram. And it's so hard to try to build a brand today, because it's like you have to be on top to try to sit there and try to beat the other guy. Because if you don't beat the other guy, you're a day short and a day late. Okay, so basically you basically just spinning your wheels now, because if you ain't thought of it, someone's already thought of it. So you got to think of something that's so simple that no one's ever thought about, but it's right in front of your face, that's going to make a trend and a statement. And that's the key today. If you find something that's so simple that it's such a catch, it's going to catch for a long time. That's why I said that's a brand today for people. But everyone's trying to be the same, identical thing with each other. And for some reason, there's nothing new out there in the world anymore. Everything's pretty much the same to me.
And so do you think it would have worked if you weren't as good on the court? Or do you think, because it's one thing to just say, hey, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get attention and be different from everybody else. But do you think it just matters to be different, or does it also matter that, hey, you have to be amazing at what you do, which is what you were doing, and then also you have this other sort of differentiating piece? Or do you think it's just really about being different?
Well, I just think the fact of it, I think now these days, I think for me, I think the platform for me being with San Antonio and Chicago, especially Chicago, I think that was a big platform for me to launch what I was doing, which I don't know what I was doing then. I was just playing basketball and winning championships. The things off the court, it was just my pleasure, just to do it. I like doing it. You know, I love being dressed up in drag. I love going to gay bars. I love hanging out with my gay community. I love all that. I love that. It wasn't about money. That was just about me being happy and having a good time and living life. But I think today's world, people have to understand that when you're in the sports world or you're in some type of entertainment form or format, you have to have some type of platform to launch anything today. I think you agree with that. You got to have some type of platform that at least have people notice you or notice what you're doing, or you have a good Instagram follow or a social media following, so people can see what you're actually doing. You can sit there and catch their eyes. Say, okay, great, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna do this with you and stuff like that. But it's so difficult because, like I said earlier, everyone is doing the same thing. Who are you going to actually trust? Who actually think it's going to be relevant? And who actually is going to be in the now and forevermore? And that's the key now of branding, because, you know, you can brand today and tomorrow you'll be a different story. Okay, great. It's like, you know, you want to be an actress in Hollywood. They get the youngest actress today, and all of a sudden, if a young actress comes next week, you're a has-been. You're a has-been. You're done, pretty much. And you got this other person, okay, great. Just like in music. Same thing in music. Just like in sports, too. If you get injured, a serious injury and that's behind you, that's taking your place, now all of a sudden, now you got to try to come back and try to do something different, try to outdo him. So that branding thing is very difficult when people don't understand how to do it and to be smart about it.
So, is the strategy that you kind of deployed, like, was it just to be different, or do you feel like it was more of just being who you already were and letting that out and not giving a crap? Or, you know, was it more of a kind of a conscious, like, you know, a conscious choice to figure that out?
Well, it's like, for me to be different, I wasn't trying to be different. I was just trying to show the people that I was actually doing things that I like doing for myself. I think people started to catch that. People started to embrace that. They knew I wasn't trying to do to try to get attention. No, I wasn't trying to get attention. I was just doing it because I loved doing it. And people accepted that. And plus, on top of it, is the fact that they love the fact that I can play basketball very well. I love to win. I love to do what I love to do best. I play basketball and have fun on the side. So people accepted that. They knew the fact that I wasn't like just in for the money. And everyone knew I was in for the money. I was just in because I love doing what I love to do. I love making people happy. But as far as me branding myself, I've always branded myself in life. And it don't hurt for me to brand myself again. And right now, I'm in the process of doing something really cool right now. And people love to see me do a lot of cool things. They say, okay, great. For a 58-year-old guy that really don't do really commercials or do anything, you know, literally, I mean, like most people today do, I've kept myself so relevant over the years. That's what branding is all about. Keep yourself relevant as far as what you want to do in this branding game. And the one thing I do have that a lot of guys of my age and in my sport, the fact that I got young kids around the world, dude, that's 10, 12, 13 years old, come up to me and say, "Oh, Mr. Rodman, can I have a picture?" And you see people at these autograph shows and guys have been in the league and they're top of the league and are legendary. A lot of kids don't even know who these people are. And I just look at myself and say, wait a minute, I've built something that a lot of these guys have never built on his own. You know, and I'm like, I see these young kids and older people and say, wow, my kids would love to have your autograph, love to have your picture. And I'm like, wow, I actually did something in my lifetime. So, okay, great. And I'm still doing it. I'm just very appreciative of that. And, you know, I'm still motivating myself to do creative stuff now. And like I said, people just haven't seen anything yet because I got a couple more tricks up my sleeve right now.
So do you care what other people think? Or not really?
Well, you know what? It's a catch-22 right there. That's a catch-22 right there. You know, I care about what people think, but I don't really care that much that I'm going to lose sleep over at night. I just think the fact that, you know, with the social media and Instagram, it is so difficult to try to be incognito in the world today. And I care when people sit there and write about me and say, okay, you know, man, they'll sit there and blame you for certain things that that they don't really actually know what's going on, and then they'll keep writing about it, they keep talking about it, and that's what my image as far as like being a bad boy with Detroit Pistons pops into place. It's like, well, great. Well, Dennis Rodman, he always does bad things. He does this, he does that, which I don't think I've done anything bad in my life. It was like, I don't know. I try to think, what have I done that's so bad in my life that make people think that what I do?
You did elbow a couple referees. I mean, you did a few of those things. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. So, I
just think that as far as branding, I think a lot of guys have took a lot of things took away from me. As far as if you see people that 2 years ago was getting tattoos, you could tell their attitude, the way they were thinking, the way they was acting, the way they was promoting themselves. They thought of the fact that they got tattoos, they got different hair, they got piercings, they do this, they can say anything they want. In today's world, you pretty much can do that. And I was doing that 20 years ago when you couldn't say things like that or do things like that. That was not acceptable back then. And I was doing it back then. I just said, okay, great. I just kept doing it. And the one thing about it, the league and the people in the world start to say, wait a minute, we accept that because he's actually good at basketball, and the fact that he ain't hurt nobody, and the fact that we actually like it because it's entertaining. It's entertaining. Okay, great. And then all of a sudden now people today, it's like it's not that entertaining anymore because everyone's done it. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's on the same boat. Everybody's doing the same. It's the same format. It's like there's nothing different on Instagram with these athletes or any stars. They're doing the same thing. There's nothing really new about that. It's more like showing your life and your world to people around the world. And all of a sudden now, okay, what's next? That's the big key. What's next after Instagram, after social media? What's next for someone to sit there and propel themselves when they still have the superstardom and all the accolades in the world? What's next that's going to put your brand over the top? What's next? Mm-hmm. That's the key.
And did you always view your role as both an athlete and an entertainer? Like, was that something that you kind of thought, like, I'm not just an athlete, I'm also an entertainer. That's a part of my job.
Well, I never thought about that because I was so involved with so much at the time. I was so involved. I was playing basketball. I was doing movies. I was wrestling. I was writing books. I was doing this. I was doing so much year round for 10, 11 years, 12 years. I was just doing so much year round. I never knew an athlete can do that all at once. All at once and just keep doing it and still perform at the highest level. At the highest level after doing all this stuff like that. But now you see athletes today, like I said, I did that years ago. Now they're doing it today at the highest level. I said, I wish I did have Instagram back then or social media back then. Boy, I tell you one thing, brother, I'll be a billionaire. I'll be a billionaire right now, dude. Seriously, I'm like, wow.
That's great.
I'll be a billionaire, but I think that people haven't gave up on me yet because they think they have some more stuff to offer to the world. I got another book coming out. Hopefully, I have another book coming out. Got the 30th story coming out. I think people are going to see a lot of things about Dennis Rodman that was very creative, very enjoyable. I think the fact that they're going to see why I've been relevant for over 20 years after basketball. And I think that, I still got some branding left, brother, so, don't count me out yet, baby. I'm still living, still beating, baby.
So I'm really interested in that. I know we got to wrap up. I think it's fascinating because I think you're right. I mean, the tattoos and the hair and all that, the piercings was remarkable. It was worth remarking about. It was nobody else was doing it. But now other people do that. So because it's so mainstream, do you think if you were doing it, like if you were playing in the league, like if you're in the NBA today, you think you would be doing something different? You'd be trying to figure out some other way to stand out because tattoos and piercings and all that and colored hair is no longer, unique.
You know what, brother? I tell you one thing. I wish I was playing today. I swear to God, I do. I like, wow. I asked my son, I said, hey, DJ, you mind training bodies with me? Jesus Christ, but I would have a ball right now. Have a ball. I'll be so entertaining, man. As far as hyperness, as far as me, dude, I'll be so creative, dude, about a lot of cool things right now. And as far as like sitting to have the one on and one off thing today, like most people do, they'll do something really cool. And the next thing you know, oh, I got trying to find out how to do something different the next day. No, I'm gonna do something that day. It's gonna last for like a month or two. You know, it's gonna last. I ain't gonna sit there have to do something every day to sit there, let people see what I'm doing every day, to sit there to keep their eyes attracted on me. No, I'm gonna let you see something that's gonna last for a while. Okay, so basically, because you have a big format, a big platform today. So you have a big format, a big platform today, and it's like just worldwide now. It's worldwide. So that's, you know, I just wish I was in this day and age where I was playing and having the opportunity to do what these young kids doing today. But you know what, brother? Don't count me out. I told you earlier, don't count me out. I will be back there, brother, in the next couple of weeks. Watch Dennis Rodman come back. They're call me the Rebound King for no reason, baby.
Is there anything, last little question here, Dennis, like, you know, of course, you and I met through Darren Prince, you know, who's another one of our clients, but I know someone who's a close friend and supporter of yours, also your agent for appearances and things. Is there anything you can give us a clue in on in terms of what's coming in the future for Dennis Rodman's personal brand and what we should be on the lookout for?
Well, I just think you got to look out for, you know, I got some things in the works right now as far as like some new clothing stuff. I got some new, I got some shoes that's coming out. I just got some new things that's going to be on TV. I got the 30 for 30, the new books coming out. It's all about about sports athletes in general, as far as like inside sports world with Dennis Rodman. I got, well, I'm probably going back to North Korea. Everyone knows that. So I got the opportunity and the rights to write a book about Kim Jong-un and Dennis Rodman. I got the right to do that. So people don't understand why I was doing what I was doing. You never know, brother. Cool things about me, you know. I came with a concept of the fact that how would people feel about me if I asked Kim Jong-un if he would marry me, if I got married in North Korea in front of 150,000 people in his stadium. How about that one? Take that to the bank. Take that to the bank. So, really? You gonna actually do that, Dennis? Okay. What I'm saying, you know, just sports branding, it's very easy to brand something, brother. It's very easy to brand something. Darius is doing a very good job what he's doing. He's doing very well. I guess he's got 10 years, 11 years sober now. And I'm very proud of the guy. He has a book, you know, his book called Aiming High, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's aiming high. I mean, guess what? He's really animated about that. He's really helping a lot of people around the world. I'm very proud of him for doing that. And I'm glad you guys are working with him. And we've been friends for like 22 years, 23 years. And we're a great team, man. I'm glad to have Darren in my life, his family, and everybody, Bo, you know, all the guys, man. So thank you for having me on your show.
All right. Well, thank you, Dennis, for keeping us on our toes. I can only imagine to see what the Rebound King will do next with his personal brand and keeping it interesting. Appreciate it, my friend.
All right, brother.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.